Alexander Hamilton, a legacy marred by scandal and controversy. Alexander Hamilton, a founding father of the United States, is a historical figure whose life story is as fraught with scandal as it is decorated with achievements. Known for his financial acumen and political writings, Hamilton's career also navigated through a series of contentious episodes. This video delves into the more controversial aspects of Hamilton's life, shedding light on the scandals and conflicts that marked his journey. Fact number 1. The Caribbean beginnings. Alexander Hamilton was born on January 11, 1755, or 1757, as historical records are not consistent, in Charlestown, Nevis, in the British West Indies. His early years were marked by adversity. His father, James Hamilton, a Scottish merchant, left the family, and his mother, Rachel Fawcett of French Huguenot descent, struggled to provide for her children. After her death in 1768, Hamilton and his brother James Jr. were left effectively orphaned. Growing up in a region characterized by colonial economic challenges and societal hierarchies, Hamilton was exposed to diverse cultures and hardships. These early experiences significantly influenced his views on economics and finance and fueled his determination to succeed beyond his difficult beginnings. Number 2. The Reynolds Affair, America's first political sex scandal. One of the most personal and publicly scandalous episodes in Alexander Hamilton's life was the Reynolds Affair. In the summer of 1791, while serving as the United States' first Secretary of the Treasury, Hamilton began an extramarital affair with Maria Reynolds, a young woman who had approached him for financial assistance. The affair continued until June 1792. This liaison turned scandalous when James Reynolds, Maria's husband, began to blackmail Hamilton. In December 1792, when accusations of financial misconduct based on these payments began to surface, Hamilton chose to publicly confess to the affair in a pamphlet published in 1797, revealing the details of his relationship with Maria Reynolds but denying any financial impropriety. This confession was intended to protect his public reputation and career from charges of corruption, but it exposed his private life to scrutiny and marked a significant scandal in his personal life and the early political history of the United States. Number 3. A duel that ended it all. The long-standing feud between Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr, two prominent figures in early American politics, culminated in one of the most infamous duels in history. This fatal encounter took place on the morning of July 11, 1804, in Weehawken, New Jersey, a popular dueling ground at the time due to its seclusion and legal leniency. The conflict between Hamilton, a leading Federalist, and Burr, then Vice President of the United States under Thomas Jefferson, had been brewing for years, exacerbated by personal slights and political disagreements. The immediate cause of the duel was a series of derogatory remarks Hamilton allegedly made about Burr, which were reported in a newspaper. In the duel, Hamilton was mortally wounded by Burr's shot. He was taken back to New York City, where he died the next day, July 12, 1804, at the home of his friend William Bayard Jr. Hamilton's death at the age of 47 or 49, depending on his year of birth, was a shocking event and marked a tragic end to his prolific career. Number 4. The Newberg Conspiracy Controversy. The Newberg Conspiracy of 1783 involved Continental Army officers planning a potential mutiny over unpaid wages and pensions. Alexander Hamilton, then a member of the Continental Congress, was not directly involved in the mutiny but played a significant role in its resolution. He advised George Washington to leverage the officers' grievances to push Congress for greater federal powers, including taxation authority, essential for financial stability. Washington addressed the officers on March 15, 1783, in Newberg, New York, diffusing the situation. However, Hamilton's use of this crisis to promote a stronger federal government was viewed by some as opportunistic, reinforcing his image as a political strategist willing to exploit situations to achieve his goals. Number 5. Financial favors, the manipulation of war debt. As the first Secretary of the Treasury from September 11, 1789, to January 31, 1795, Alexander Hamilton faced controversy over his approach to managing the Revolutionary War debt. In his 1790 report on public credit to Congress, he suggested the federal government assume state war debts, aiming to unify the states under a strong federal government and establish a national credit system. This plan was criticized for favoring states like Massachusetts and South Carolina, which had substantial debts, over states like Virginia that had already paid much off. It also appeared to benefit financial speculators who had purchased state debts cheaply, anticipating federal assumption. Critics, including Thomas Jefferson and James Madison, accused Hamilton's plan of favoring the northern financial elite at the expense of southern states, raising allegations of corruption and favoritism. Number 6. Power politics and patronage. Alexander Hamilton's strategic use of patronage to bolster the Federalist Party and enhance federal authority sparked controversy. Advocating for a central government led by an elite, educated group, he appointed Federalist allies to influential government positions. However, his approach drew criticism from Republican opponents who saw it as undemocratic, arguing that it concentrated power in the hands of a few and contradicted Republican ideals. Hamilton's tactics played a key role in heightening the era's political polarization, helping to shape the first U.S. party system and deepen the Federalist-Jeffersonian-Republican divide. Number 7. Conflict with John Adams, a Federalist rift. Alexander Hamilton's relationship with fellow Federalist and second President of the United States, John Adams, was notably turbulent. Despite their common political affiliation, Hamilton and Adams often clashed on policy and personal grounds. This tension peaked during the 1800 presidential election. Hamilton, distrusting Adams' leadership abilities and temperament, authored a detailed and scathing critique, known as the Letter from Alexander Hamilton, concerning the public conduct and character of John Adams, ESQ President of the United States. Published in 1800, this document, which was intended for a limited audience, eventually became public, causing a major rift within the Federalist Party. Hamilton's attack on Adams was instrumental in the latter's defeat in the election, marking a significant turning point in Federalist politics and effectively splitting the party. Number 8. Role in the Quasi War with France, military ambitions questioned. During John Adams' presidency, Alexander Hamilton played a crucial, yet unofficial, role in the Quasi War with France, 1798 to 1800, an undeclared maritime conflict ignited by tensions over the Jay Treaty and war debts. Though not in public office, the former Secretary of the Treasury significantly influenced military strategies and was instrumental in reorganizing the army, effectively acting as a military leader. His zeal for a strong military force and an assertive approach towards France were contentious, leading to accusations of seeking personal power and unnecessarily escalating conflict with France. Hamilton's involvement in the Quasi War underscored his complex stance on military and foreign affairs, deepening the political divide over his leadership intentions. Number 9. Advocacy for a strong central government, Hamilton's bold vision. Alexander Hamilton's vision for a strong central government, a defining aspect of his political ideology, was prominently presented at the Philadelphia Constitutional Convention in 1787. He suggested a model where the president and senators could potentially serve for life, subject to good behavior. This proposal reflected his belief in the necessity of a powerful central authority for the nation's stability and prosperity. Hamilton elaborated on this idea in the Federalist Papers, advocating for a robust central government to ensure national unity and order. Despite the importance Hamilton placed on this structure, his ideas faced significant resistance, especially from figures like Thomas Jefferson, who worried that such centralization of power could undermine the democratic principles of the new nation. Number 10. The Dinner Table Bargain, a pivotal political compromise. The Compromise of 1790, known as the Dinner Table Bargain, was a significant political maneuver orchestrated by Alexander Hamilton, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison. In a strategic meeting in June 1790, Hamilton agreed to support the relocation of the U.S. capital to a site along the Potomac River, which would later become Washington, D.C. In return, Jefferson and Madison agreed to back Hamilton's plan for the federal government to assume state debts. This compromise, vital in shaping the future of the U.S. Capitol and the nation's financial system, was later criticized for its secretive nature. It illustrated the early American political landscape's complexities, where significant decisions were often made through private negotiations rather than public discourse.